You know the things, but you don't just me those stories of like, if you have meat and visitors come.
Yeah,
like,
they call you.
They call you.
Bring your plates. Bring we add you. Bring we add you meat, then you also take. When it comes back, there's no meat. You
bring we add you meat and they remove it.
You detest the guests. You're like, that guest took
like,
my
guests
meat.
have come to take our meat. That's crazy.
But I like it. It's nice. Some nice rivers. Bring we add you. You run.
They're collecting anything, everything, everything.
This episode is about that good life.
Today we've got the goods.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And
the services. So goods and services.
So who's the services?
I don't know.
We.
That joke will be up for a lot of interpretation.
Yep.
Catching up with Wake and Afrie.
I'm not even sure where to start from.
Right?
But we shall
Wherever
force.
you start from, we're sure you're gonna nail it.
It's gonna nail it. Yep.
You can promise.
I promise you'll nail it. I love it.
Welcome to anything and everything in between.
So we can just start talking,
We
right?
apologize for not introducing people and pretending that everyone is a celeb, but these are real celebs, so everyone knows. Either way, we can introduce ourselves.
You know, that's where they like,
what do you do?
the host pulls out like a whole list. This person has done this and this and this and this and this, and then like the guys themselves are in shock. It's like,
what are they talking about?
what are they doing?
And then you have to have like awkward position to present yourself.
Yeah, you have to.
I know, right?
You see Jedi at the Sandbox show, how he was sitting.
I saw him, yeah.
Visiting preacher mates.
With a carrot.
With a carrot.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
And everyone's story kind of brings to
Wow.
How should you look when you're being introduced? But tell the people about you.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Before I introduce myself,
No, don't.
I would like my wife to introduce herself.
That has been his go-to line
Yeah.
ever since.
I mean,
He really couldn't wait to.
no, I couldn't.
Neil, do you do that too?
He paid for it.
So I have to just endure.
Yeah.
Hi.
and long suffering.
That's it. That's it. Okay. Hi guys, my name is Afrie. I do music, I do film, I love storytelling, and I am passionate about girls' education, and I'm so excited to be here.
Come on.
Come on now.
Yeah. My name is Wake. I am a music producer and a word weaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys' wedding was one of the weirdest ones
For real.
because everyone kept saying names that we don't know.
Really?
Yeah, like so.
my
Do
gosh,
you
yeah.
Gordon's take Anne to be?
You guys are like,
Gordon?
who's
You're like,
Gordon?
who's Gordon? Who's Anne?
Me too, by the way. I was like, good on.
No. You didn't know me as Gordon. You're like, who am I getting married to?
Who's
I thought it was Wake.
I came to marry Wake. Who's
That was Gordon. Wow.
It was so weird, man, to hear these names in like straight succession
Right?
for a whole day. We're like,
And the weirdest thing was my dad aligning my whole names, and it's like, you guys have been calling him Wake, you've been calling him what? His name is Mugoda. Good chance.
good
Yeah,
chance.
he added that chance.
Hey, man.
Wow.
He found the
Wow.
chance to add.
He found the chance to add the full
Nel has
name.
been waiting.
Yes, Nel has finally nailed
But
it.
then he was waiting for his chance to.
Waiting for his chance. Yeah.
Well,
And it was a good chance.
Wow.
this is a very serious podcast, by the
Yeah.
way. Talk about
We're
serious
so
things.
serious.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Yes, yeah.
Anyway, so I've known you guys for a little bit of time now.
Yeah.
Let's circle back. The first day I met Afrie was an interview,
Right?
some radio thing that you were doing.
Neil, I
And
was so
wizards.
surprised you came.
I was surprised I came. Why?
I was interning there, and then like, which personalities can you guys invite? And I had like, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to, like,
To bring serious people.
you had to bring serious people. And like I was like a low-key fan of like Nel. I'd been a fan for a while. So I asked for the number, but then people told me if you text him, you have to endure like like he doesn't reply immediately, like he's so busy. I'm like, it's okay. So I texted, he'd blue tick me, I'd be like, they warned me, you know. So
I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this.
Yeah. So then he eventually came, but the whole time I was asking, do you know when you're asking someone questions, Nenga, you're like, he came.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I remember going for the interview and they're like, I'm going to ask you about books which you read.
Yeah.
I was like, in those days, I wasn't reading like that. Okay, now I read lots of books. More. But in those days, I wasn't reading like that. They're like, going to ask you about books which you read. I was like, my gosh, which books am I reading for you? But I went and I forged. I'd been reading the books I talked about, but not as seriously.
Yeah.
You just say the book of Amos, the book of Romans, the book of Philippians. Those are 66 books. Right now I'm in the book of Exodus.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I'm on a journey. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Serious podcast, guys.
Sorry, serious.
That's my first memory.
Yeah.
And then you introduced me to your song Yodi Yodi.
Yes. And it was very like, I don't know where to start. Didn't know just someone I can't listen to my song. It's like, so I would maybe the highs are.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I know.
I said that.
You broke it down like I'm just like.
I don't know. Is this the demo?
I didn't say that for sure.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that. Yeah.
Scratch that.
I can't believe I gave that kind of feedback so quickly. That is. Hey. I don't do that anymore.
It's cold out here.
Unless you ask.
It's cold out here.
You have to ask for that feedback. I'll just say that's a good song. Oh, nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Move on.
Well, yeah, you gave me that feedback. Then I think after that, that's when I was like, I'm coming to do 2 songs.
Yeah.
I gathered all my savings.
Yeah,
life savings.
For real. Yeah, I gathered all my life savings. I was like,
all my life you
Chiba
have been
saving.
I couldn't do this.
all my life I had been saving. Yeah.
That's really quick.
That's a good one, right? Yeah.
I've been saving. Anyway, please carry on the story.
Yeah, then I came and he produced Mulala and Let Her Know.
Yeah. Oh, we did Let Her Know first.
Yes, right? Yeah, it was Let Her Know first.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was
really fun to do that song.
Yeah. Let Her Know.
It was really here where the girls also like came. The gang, yeah.
Yeah. Those are like your friends.
Yeah, friends.
From high school?
From high school. Yeah. People kept saying, oh my gosh, where did you get the choir?
They were like, what, 5, 6?
I acquired
girls.
I acquired it.
Anyway,
so acquired it.
Early memories. Then Mulala. I did not expect that people would like that song as much as they did. Not that I thought it was not a good song. I just didn't know.
Yeah. I
think that's like the weird thing about songs is you start working on a song, you give it your best shot,
and you never
really know like what people will like. And like most compilations, like albums I've done, the song which I think guys will like the most, I'm usually wrong.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 90% of the time
they like another one.
They like another one.
And did you see that song coming? Like,
well, I thought the one they liked was a good song. I just didn't think it was as good as the song which I thought was going to be the likable one. But
I also don't know. I also really know how to like. Like I realize that the ones that I like are the ones that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have like your connection with it.
Yes.
Yeah. So like Mulala came out. And you know, like the songs you work on, and then they become like points of line. You're like, if I work on that song again, I'll improve. I'll change this. I'll develop that. You know. So like,
you said that for Let Her Know even. You're like, and this we're working on Mulala, and then he was like, if we had more time with Let Her Know, I would have changed the key, and you'd sing in a higher key. Meanwhile, you've already put the song out. Yeah, you just me like.
Crazy. So I always have those thoughts.
Yeah.
And there are songs which I tag, like memory-wise. Like that one, will be my point of reference of something I need to do differently
Yeah.
moving forward. So like there's some things that are in that song that are like I tag them.
I don't even know what you would change. Like
Yeah.
those. First of all, it's. Do you know when you do 2 songs, Gayo, just on like I hadn't even officially started
Yeah.
as an artist, like
Yeah.
oh I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah.
Then I did those 2 songs, and like they became like a thing. Everyone
Yeah.
is like Mulala,
Mulala.
let her know. I'm like, oh my gosh. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
then Nel closed C19. So
The next day I'm like, guys, we're closed
Yeah,
for
but-
business. We're
and
not
then
doing
you're
this
like,
anymore.
There's no more where that came from.
where there's no more where that came from. Is where do you continue? Kumbe those ones you start even before you started, you had done those ones.
Yeah.
So it's like the level.
The
was-
level needs to be kept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember went for an award thing and Afrie came with like a backpack looking like a proper schoolgirl, a serious person. Everyone else was dressed like an artist, you know? Dresses and what? Afrie had a backpack, a cap.
Oh my gosh, that has been my life. Like even today, someone called me and was like, Afrie, I hope you know it's red carpet. Like there's an
Red
event happening. And I was going to go in khaki and like
Yeah. Wow. How old are you then?
I don't even know. I was not yet done with campus by the time we started recording. I don't know how old I was, but I was in very early 20s, probably, or like 19-ish, 20. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I don't know where Wake was in those days.
I played percussions in the
He
song.
Yes, you did. You guys were in the same band at some point.
So I was there.
Yeah.
Percussionist.
No, I was like, do you have a percussionist you
And they
can
were
call?
like, yeah.
Oh, you don't have to pay.
Oh, so this was a conversation. I didn't know
Say
that.
that?
I
I was just thinking, I've already put my life savings in this song.
You don't have money for
Now
it.
we want a
Money to
percussionist.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy where things come from.
Yeah.
Now I struggle to remember the first time I met you.
Me, I know.
I think I
Me, I
remember
know
also.
where, yeah. So, I was in Wandegea and I got a call from Rionga
Oh my.
saying, there's this song I want to put you on. I remember that day because I felt like that's it. I'd made it. Like, that's it. Like, I didn't want to talk to my friends anymore. I was like, you guys, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, you found the good life.
I found the good life. Nelly's on a roll. Yeah. And then, so the studio, C19 was still in Wandegea.
Yeah.
So then Rionga sets up the studio session and I come and I give it my all. Like, anyway,
You rapped on the song?
Mob.
Yeah.
The song is out. It's called Policy.
Oh, Policy. You're on
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
It was like a collection of
There
rappers?
was many rappers
Oh,
on it,
okay.
yeah.
There are 2 parts.
But for me, I took it as
It's Policy 1 and Policy 2.
Which policy were you on?
I was on the first policy. I
Yeah,
think.
okay.
Not on the amendment.
Not on the amendment of the second amendment. No. No, but I remember coming into the room thinking, yo, this is Rionga. And then Nel. Like, Nel's name had gone before him.
You know?
So I was like,
It's so weird that you guys
This
say
is
that.
Nel.
Yeah, it's
My
nail.
mind.
Like it's
The
always been
nail.
like the nail. For real.
So I rapped. I don't think I've ever rapped like that again in my life. I really, I
For real. You
yeah.
gave it.
And they kept telling me to do takes. Nel kept telling me, can you change?
That's how
So I was like, I'm blowing it.
Can you just relax and just be chill?
That's what he was telling me. Relax and be chill. And I was like, I'm blowing it. I'm blowing it.
I have no memory of any of this, just so you know.
Yeah, those were the days before Mwanaweka. So I had an accent and I was rapping with an
that.
accent. So
Swagger
it was
stuff.
like, yeah.
Swagger. Gotta bring
Yeah.
the swag.
But that's when I first met Nel.
You know, things of when you're like, the stakes are so high, you don't even want to go to the washroom.
No.
Because you're like, if you go, they may start discussing, this guy is broke.
Are you sure? Are you sure about
him?
this guy? Man, maybe. You know, there's another guy I know.
Wow. No, but I remember that day. And yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What I know, like with Wake, in those days was Rionga, there was... No wonder Jira was not yet in
No, it
our
wasn't yet.
conversations.
Yeah.
But like Rionga was like the guy people were talking about in the Christian space.
Yeah.
So many things happened along the way. And then like at some point, Rong and I were not working as much together anymore. And we were trying to work on new stuff with my brother, Martin. And I kept thinking, man, who's another person that we can work with? Someone who can rap, who has like bars, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't remember who said it first, but someone said, man, Wake is Kawa.
Yeah.
The thing I'm struggling to remember though, because we did have like a point of reference somewhere. I think maybe we watched some of your poetry or something.
Yeah.
Also, like Go to School. Remember? I think
Was
Go
that
to
the
School
season
was
of Go to
after-
School?
Yeah, maybe it was you.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember like there was a point.
Maybe.
What I remember, I was like, Mike is really good. You
I remember like there was someone who like really emphasized Wake.
There was I think I know that guy. There was an album we're working on with Mose. You remember a gentleman called Mose?
Oh, when we came
Yeah,
Derek
Big
the
Mose.
priest.
Big
Yes,
Mose.
yes.
Yeah.
That
And then-
makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I remember those sessions with you.
Yeah.
Now. I don't remember the policy guy.
Yeah.
But
So then
the Big
Mose.
Mose one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, I remember
yes,
with Derek the.
Yeah, with Derek the
Derek
Priest
and
and
these
Big
guys.
Mose. Yeah.
Yes. That makes sense. Because I remember there was a point of reference. Like I had a reference point.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
This guy could be
Yes.
sour. You know? And I
remember
don't
that.
I think Go to School might have been the first song.
Yeah, we did
That
go
we
to
did together.
school. Yeah.
So that means that Afrie also like must have added some paraffin there. Because
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Neil.
like honestly, if I'm being like really candid, I'm very hesitant. Like especially when the project has become important, I'm not quick to like
To like bring on.
to work with someone because it's too much work.
It
Like
is.
finding a talent and then trying to see like where the voice is. I'm like, man, I wish that happened like before recording.
Before
Yeah.
we met.
No, not before we
Oh,
met,
before we
before
met,
recording. Like some of those things we can improve, and then when it sounds like we've got something to work with, then we record.
Yeah.
I like it when we do few takes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like in that project, because I was control AD. Now that one was really full, man. Let's not do too many takes. It has to be someone who will bring the results. But you know, Wake came and he brought overbroad.
Yeah.
One take.
overbrought.
I
You
think one
overbrought
take.
the
One
results.
take is all it takes. Yeah. One take is all it takes.
But like Go to School, man, you overbrought those results. I remember
Jay.
like we kept thinking. Now in songs which I reference
I know.
as problems that I shouldn't do again, Go to School is one of them. Because I was like, this was very close to being a perfect song that I've worked on.
What would you have changed about Go to School?
I made Wake's voice too loud because
Are
I was
you
I was
serious?
overly enjoying it. I was like, true story. I was like,
Wow.
will people hear like
They need to hear the
people
lines.
hear what he's saying?
Did you
lines.
hear that? You know, like the poets do. Like, did you
Exactly.
get it? Did you get the line?
Yeah, and like I'm being dead serious here. That's how I
Wow.
made that choice. I was like,
Wow.
no, I don't know if people will hear like because you had very many plays that you were doing there with the words.
Yeah.
I was like, no, let's make it a bit louder. Yeah, now
Thank you.
I think there'll not be any doubt here. So like after we released it, I'm
You're
like,
like, it's too loud.
man, I made it too loud. So it was hard for me to hear it for like a while
Oh.
because I would keep noticing that
My verse
I
is
made
too
this
loud.
vocal too loud. And
Oh
usually
my.
when I have that, it takes me a while to become comfortable with it where it is. To
Yeah.
hear it without noticing it. Because the truth is, no one should notice such a thing. But because I worked on it,
Yeah.
and there's a map in my mind of where it should sit, and I'm overthinking it.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
But true story, that's how much like you over delivered.
Thank you.
You made my mix not
Thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Well, the long
platform.
and nail mixing, it was now a fun.
For
Like,
the extra DBs.
Exactly. Like the engineer first went to
I
sleep.
know.
The fan was like, "Hey, bring that
Wow.
guy's voice up, man.
Bring it up.
Bring it up. Bring it up. We need to hear it more."
Wow.
I heard what you say, but come on now, listen. I already fell for you, no more tripping. Unless if it's a trip to see the falls at Sippy. Be sure that you're the one in this whole damn city. Forget about your friends, girl, none of them knows that you and I both are relationship goals. One is okay, two is enough, three is a crowd. Forget the public and come and get what's yours. I am yours. You are mine, let me blow your mind to the future times where you get past that you're behind. Cause behind a refined man of this very kind is a fine woman always standing by her man's side. So all I'm trying to say is exactly this. Why are you sending me to school? I don't have the fees. I'd rather spend it on you like I do capiche. Than enrolling in a school I'm supposed to teach. My princess Diana, come on and spice this thing up. I can pay the price whenever your bills up. But if you ever decide to walk out the door, you don't know what you're messing up.
Up, up, always.
Thank
was really good. And then we did Freedom.
Did Freedom.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
then
Freedom.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Freedom.
Did you open Freedom? It was
That's
Wonder.
it.
Yeah.
You
No,
opened
he's on the
Freedom.
stats it, and it's perfect. Because
I
he's
know,
like,
right?
I don't really
You know
care.
what you know. I don't really care. You know where I come from. Come against me
Yo.
slowly.
But Freedom slapped.
Mob. And so now, it's the thing about like Freedom.
Yeah.
I started making that track in 2010.
Wow.
Wow.
It was like a school assignment. So I made it as a school assignment. Then in 2012, 2012, one day I'm at home with my laptop and I find that track. I was like, by the way, this track was going somewhere nice. Let us remove the stuff which was for school and let's start. So I start arranging like scenes and what. And I'm like, yeah, now someone could come and rap here. This would be really cool.
That's 2022.
So that's 2012.
2012.
2012.
Then after that, I left it there. 2014, I called Roy. Roy, first come and put some drums here.
Wow.
So I put the drums on it in 2014. I was like, now I'm really hearing it. It's slapping. Now if I can get such a person to write words for what, we can finish this song. It can be ready. So I did a lot of those rapping sections while thinking of Ruyonga because he was in my world a lot in those days.
Yeah.
So by the time we were finishing the Control AD production,
Yeah.
I kept thinking, well, I'm not in Ruyonga's world and he's not in my world the way it used to be.
Yeah.
But when I arranged those parts, he was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So I need someone who can deliver like this. But Wake
Come
had just done a thing on what?
Feel for pressure.
I'd just done a thing on
Go to school.
on Go to School. So I was like, first try opening this song and we see. Then he goes,
I don't really think that you know me. I don't really think that you know where I come from. Come against me very slowly. Negativity against me don't last long. Cause I'm strong, I shoot past the sky. Don't you know I serve the King El Shaddai? FYI, you're not just the guy. I'm too focused on achieving the dream and survive. Jaba mama is someone nice to change it.
this is it.
This is a guy.
Let me tell you.
No, I remember when you sent the track. It was pressure. It was one of those things. I remember where I was. We were in that place in Chikumi.
Where Worship Harvest is now?
Yeah, in the
Okay.
studio space. I
Yeah.
remember going into the studio and saying, "This is your chance to."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember.
They've asked you to come the second time.
Yeah, like
If you
Nel,
miss it.
Nella sent you a
Yeah.
track. You know, could send many people tracks,
That's
Right?
funny.
but he sent it to you. So I remember writing and then sending you a demo and then sending you the lyrics with the explanations of the of the wordplay. Just
That's so
like
funny.
Armstrong, because I say Armstrong, it's like Armstrong, I shoot for the sky, like Neil Armstrong.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, yes.
But like we became deep fans, big time.
I
like
know.
From that
Appreciate
project onward, like whenever we're thinking of someone who raps, we're like, man, you've got
There
to
was
call
also the one
Wendrick.
for-
You've got to call Wendrick Lamar.
Ati Wendrick Lamar. Wendrick Lamar.
I know, right? That's
Yeah.
where Wendrick came from. He
Yeah,
came
well, I
from
guess
that
Wendrick
project.
guy.
Wow, guys.
This
Wow.
Wendrick Lamar guy
Wendrick Lamar.
has real skill.
Or Kendrick Light. You know things of Kendrick
I
Pro.
know.
Kendrick Pro Max. Kendrick Plain. Anyway.
No, but like legit, like even till now,
Yeah.
if anyone is thinking of like a person who raps, like no one in
Ish.
this space thinks of anyone
Ish.
above Wake. Like,
P for pressure.
no pressure.
Level.
It's just
Just allow.
it's just evident. Like you've got the skill. But let's talk about Go to School though,
He's got the juice.
because I asked Afri. I think I still have a video. You were sitting on that couch next door, and I said, Afri, what's this song about? Who inspired it?
He didn't. He didn't.
Let him finish
Let
the
me
question.
just-
Let him finish the question.
And Afri took us to school. And the whole time you're calling Cap, you're like, are you sure?
What did I say? Do you know what I said?
You said, so was my friend.
I
And
really
there's a
think he was my
guy.
friend. Yeah, he was my
Some
friend.
jazz, some
Must have been my
some
friend.
apparent
But I think we aren't we dating then? You know the one who
Yeah, I
inspired
think we were.
it.
friend. Yeah, that's how it was. Every single time you ask, guys are like, no.
This was like 2017,
And then
right?
even when we
Everyone
got
is
married,
like-
for go like, oh, he finally went to
Finally, he went to school.
Oh, for real?
And learned what he was
It wasn't
missing.
me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't you,
No, it
it
wasn't.
wasn't
By the way,
you.
it wasn't
school.
me.
He really wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It really wasn't him.
It wasn't me.
But it's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
You have to
putting it out
appreciate
there.
how
But I went to
interesting it
school.
is.
Promise. Why are you looking at me like that? Like, no.
Promise is like.
I'm trying to understand.
You've got to speak
Yeah.
into the
Oh
microphone.
yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So the song is like, go to school and learn what you're messing up,
Messing up.
or learn what you're missing, right? And they thought I was singing for him.
Why?
because like
we're
in the
dating.
song, Afrie is saying like, man, we're trying to date, but you want to date in secret, but in
Yeah.
public you don't want to know. Man, go
Yeah.
to school, learn what
So
you're
people
messing
felt
up.
like they had, discovered a treasure when they like, oh my gosh, she's
And then-
sending him signals.
And
I
then
don't know
Wake,
if she's getting
and then
them.
Wake came with a serious verse saying, I hear what you're saying, but come on now, listen.
I know, right?
I already fell for you, no more tripping.
In comes Nel, the fan.
Increase the
Increase the volume.
Yeah,
Wow.
funny
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, we worked on some good songs in those
Dark
days.
room, Banagi,
The
dark room.
was fire.
Dark
But I feel like
you
dark
see,
room is
like,
now
people-
in a dark room. It needs to get out.
It really is. And you know what? There's a video that like tells its whole story.
Yeah.
And it's nice. Maybe we should put a challenge. If the video gets how many likes,
Yeah,
we
if
shall-
this podcast
we shall
gets
release it.
Like, because that video, I was
Because
there
we
when
have
I
a
was
video.
shooting it.
The video
Fire.
is there. We finished it 5 years ago.
Wow.
Why haven't you released it yet? Because you're waiting for the
We're
right
waiting
time.
for
for
the good time.
podcasts. Podcast. Anything and everything in between.
I see it.
We
I
finished
see
that
it.
video in 2019.
It's edited and everything.
We finished it. Like
Wow.
it's done.
That
Wow.
video
We
was
just have
fire.
never released it. But maybe now we can release. It's a fire video. With
It is.
Chimera.
It's a fire jam.
Yes. Somebody should have said.
Some Chimera.
Yeah. But maybe you guys could tell us a little bit about like what growing in that space has been like for you. What are some of the things you are learning? Because like being an artist in Kampala is hard work.
You don't say.
Yeah. You
You
can
have
say
to-
that
yeah.
again.
You have to interface with a ton of identity questions.
Yeah.
What?
Mad. Mad.
You wanna start? I feel
No,
like
let me just take it in because you spoke truth.
nothing true has been spoken. Well, for me, that's that. First of all, I really am grateful for that space. The contrary phase was, I think, a phase of, I don't know if it's unveiling. I think it was a phase that sort of kick-started a thing in me that, because I remember we're doing, there was those shows that we did at the museum.
Yeah.
I still have a video of my performance and the things I wrote, even me, I'd be like, Wake can rap.
Yeah.
Wait.
But it was because you guys are ahead of me. So I was always like, I have to catch up. You know, I've been called to the
Nice.
room, so I have to.
Bring it.
We have to bring it.
Yeah.
You know, so that helped me grow. I remember when we were rehearsing for the live show, and you guys played and repeated, like rehearsed a song for like 1,000 times. I'd never done that before. I was like, haven't we got it? She's like, oh, let's okay, it's perfect. Now let's do it 14 more times. So I remember leaving the rehearsal like at 3 a.m. I was like,
3
what, these guys
Those were the
rehearse
hours. Those were the
this
working
long?
hours.
They rehearsed one song for
I know.
that long. And for me, that was an ethic that then I understood. Like, oh, okay, so this you're like, even if you're a serious guy, you need to rehearse
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
as long as it takes.
Yeah.
So that space really helped me to grow as an artist and to, yeah, I am today because of that space.
Powerful stuff.
Wow.
Powerful stuff.
So you're telling us being an artist is difficult.
Go ahead. But you know the stories.
I know the stories. I know the weeping.
The weeping.
Afri wept.
Afri wept.
Yeah, but I don't know if I fully unpacked even some of the experiences. But in regards to this space, this is like the space where, for example, like Nel would teach us how to take your craft seriously. And I remember I started doing vocal. I downloaded vocal lessons because I was like, you'd sit me down and be like, Afri, I'm trying to mix your...
In a relaxed tone, it's like, I
Come and listen
How
to
should I
yourself.
say this?
Yeah.
I have
Then
no
be like,
memory of these
Come
things.
and listen to yourself. Then he presses a space bar. Then you hear, he's like, you see, this is you live. Like, I'm trying to even if I try to smile melody, what's that one where you
where like pitch
try
it
to
correctly.
pitch
Yeah.
it? It's like it's giving me a lot of work. I was like, say no more. So I downloaded Smanya vocal lessons from where?
My
Guy
gosh.
come and I rehearse from here. And then like he would create that space for me to rehearse. And if people are jazzing, you know, Paul come and jazz from here. He'd be like, guys, get out. You're like,
Wow.
she's rehearsing.
Wow.
You made her be like, wow, it's that bad.
And it's that bad.
Wait.
That's
Yeah,
That's
but
so
then also
fun.
this is a space where I got introduced to filmmaking.
Oh yeah.
I'd always liked storytelling, but I didn't know it, you know.
Yeah.
And then when the girls came together, they spoke to Nel. They called me afterwards, but they spoke to Nel and they were like, "We're not doing much here. Can we do our own short film?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, take the equipment you need, do whatever you need to do, just to like empower the girls within that space." And so they called me because I'd been serving, but like, you know, when you're like serving on almost every team, you're not in a specific place. So they called me, the Marias, Tracy's, Mr. So we shot from Nel's house. They put up his house was a studio. Put green screen in the house. I was
Turn
just
the
like,
sitting room into a green screen
I
studio.
know, right?
No,
Nail
it's more like
studio.
a green blanket studio. No, it's in green blankets.
So I want a green blanket around the sitting room. Then he bought for us food of like, you know, we don't have money for production. He was the executive producer. It meant like everything. Neil, we need, and he's like, I got you. So that's our first one we did. And I remember I directed that one. Tracy Maria edited. But that was my introduction to storytelling, and also I'd written the production.
Yeah.
Then from there I was like, oh my gosh, I really like this thing. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And now fast forward, like I've done like films, short documentaries here and there, and fiction. I've gone to film school, traveled to LA.
Come on.
Just for like, took me to Hollywood. And
Come on,
like,
hey.
"You're welcome, madam.
Come on now, somebody.
Uganda." I'm like, which one?
With Ugandan guy.
I'm like, let me just enter with that air, because if they understand who they have
Gotta empower this Ugandan girl.
gotta empower. Eish.
Oh my gosh.
But to get, and then I did like, I studied like I got a scholarship, but the stuff that I would send them, like links that I would send them, were pages that we did, or Happy Birthday Momo, or Downside Up, where Nel was like, he sat me down one time and was like, as you figure out what it is you want to do with your life, you can use the equipment, like my space available. If you want equipment, it's here. Do you know that's so rare?
Yeah.
So, and that's how it's been ever since. Even sometimes I just call him up. I'm like, Nel, can we? And he's like, it's okay. You know, I've lost some equipment, what. But we've replaced. Easy. Yeah, but I'm just saying that the power of the space, it has like nurtured, but also really, really, really empowered me personally. So to say that my journey of filmmaking has started from here, for me to discover that, oh, this is something I like, this is something I can do.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been, and in terms of identity, Nel would keep, and I keep telling him for this thing that he pull out a what doesn't here anymore, like a what, like
A whiteboard.
a whiteboard.
Oh, that
Oh
one.
my gosh, yeah, I pull out the whiteboard and draw Venn diagrams.
Venn diagram.
Then like you will see your life in circles.
Then it's like, what is that? You see your life in circles. All right. Okay. Venn
Oh my
diagram.
gosh.
Yeah. Then ask you, so Afri, what's your vision?
What is the
What's
intersection?
that? Like,
What is that?
what is that? Like, why you asking me this serious question? Have we eaten? Anyway, yeah, so he'd ask me such questions. And now I still go back to the drawing board. Like if I'm making a serious decision, or if I want to do something, or I have an idea, I go back to, okay, so what's the vision? What am I trying to achieve with this? Why is it important right now? And is this something I need to do now or later? And then how am I empowering other people by doing it? So for me, that has been this space has been such a strong foundation for me. Up to now, I wanted to go back to the boob today when I told him, you understand, like breastfeeding?
Yeah. Yes. Breastfeeding.
Yeah,
guys.
please
Breastfeeding.
understand. Context is everything. Yeah. I was wind off. Like they didn't chest me. I chest myself after some
some
time.
heavy words.
Yeah,
there.
it was, yeah.
close.
It was heavy.
Boob was like,
Breastfeeding.
Okay, I breastfeed. I want to go back to breastfeeding. Like I came back to this person, I was like, hey, but I want to come back. You know, I've been hustling out there. Can I just come?
Let's come and rest.
Come and rest.
You know, when you go and visit your parents after a while,
you
and
empty
then
the
you
fridge.
Like, can I
empty
stay?
the fridge.
Wow.
And they look at you and you're like, man, life has been like this.
life
I need
out
this.
there.
I need
Yeah.
this right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, all the parents out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Nel, you know, dad.
Yeah.
So
we need that.
Daddy Nel.
anyway,
That's
so
so
even
funny.
right now when I just came back, I was like, I want to come back to this space because one, to provide, to see how I can help other people on that journey.
Yeah.
But then also for me to just to be reminded of
Yeah.
what really counts and what really matters. So for me, it's been
Yeah.
a strong foundation.
That's crazy.
And I'm grateful.
Thank you, Nel. Thank you.
All right,
Those are
thank
funny
you,
words.
Nel.
You know, something I think about is like being a Christian and then an artist in our space can be so confusing,
Mob.
and it confuses me personally. So it's my fantasy to create a less confusing something for someone,
Yeah.
and then we see what happens. So if it works, then you can start saying, okay, we figured out something which
Works. Yeah.
which can work. I haven't found like all of the answers in that direction yet, but that's how I think about it.
Yeah.
I kind of came to the conclusion that while I'm here, I may not be the one who becomes rich from creative stuff unless God decides otherwise. But maybe we can do all the spec work for the next generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's how it should be. Like someone has to pave the way for new people, and then give them the perspective that so this is what we're actually doing. We're just digging the ground for the next guy to come and either dig deeper or lay a foundation so the next guy can come and build walls.
Yeah.
So the next guy, I think that's when it means something over time. That's how I think about it.
That's such a deep way to think about it. I'm just curious about how you also got to that place.
So I the first album I ever produced was 2008, 7, those years.
Is that one that had special? Yeah.
In my bedroom. at
Wow.
home, using one of these mics.
Wow. Legendary
ones, yeah.
mics.
Well, not these ones in particular, but it looked like this. But these ones are authentic. The other one was from downtown.
All right.
So I don't know about its authenticity, but it was very, very cheap.
Well.
It was like 40K.
It worked though.
Well, it's what we had. We produced some songs, and then there was a guy in my life in those days. His name was Thomas. So Thomas was like the best guitarist I ever knew. And Thomas, he came to me and he said, "Man, I want to be in your band." And I said, like, why does this serious person want to be in my band where none of us is as serious as him? He was older than us. He had business he was doing.
Yeah.
He looked like a guy who doesn't need me. But he's here saying, "I want to be in your band and you be my band leader." So
Wow.
of course I was like, yeah. Get the best guitarist you know for free. Who doesn't want that? So he joined our group. And so I remember in those days, like after I produced some of those songs at home, they were being produced like pure curiosity. They will never be heard by anyone outside of my immediate circles. Like to hear them, you come to where I am, I give you headphones, then you tell me what you think, but I keep them to myself because they're not serious songs. So we wanted to like make money to go to a studio and pay someone to produce our music. But we didn't have that kind of cash. So it was taking long. You're saving 1K at a time. It's a very long.
It is.
Yeah. So when Thomas hears about that, and I'd found a guy who I had heard his production, I was like, this guy produces really good stuff. Thomas found him, scheduled an appointment, said, let's go and meet him. We met him. We had a talk. He gave us a price tag and a goal. So we're like, okay. So we did a small event at church. They allowed us to fundraise.
Yeah.
Our target was to raise 250K
What?
to record one song.
Yeah.
We raised about 60K.
Come on now.
Hey, progress.
Yeah, it's something.
Progress. But
It's two fish.
within
Five
that
loaves.
process, we're like, okay, we'll make like, these were 2 songs which I had produced. We'll put them on CDs. Just give them to these guys. So one of the guys who got those songs listened to them in his car. And he was like, I should rephrase. One of the guys who got those songs listened to them in his father's car. So all campus
Yeah.
in his
Very
father's
helpful.
car. And he called me and said, come, listen. This stuff is awesome. You should take this stuff to radio. I'm like, radio? Like, guys, this was for you, not for radio. Don't start that random jazz. But he insists. And so one of the guys on the team goes ahead and we take the songs to radio like that. Then they start playing them. They start saying all these nice things. They start saying, this is some of the best stuff we've ever had.
Wow.
It's hard to believe that it comes from Uganda. For some reason, that is a compliment.
Oh
But
my gosh. You're right?
we'll discuss that another day. When they say it's hard to believe it comes from Uganda, that's when you know it's good.
It's sad.
It's a really sad compliment, but it's a compliment we understand.
Yeah.
So, because they kept saying that on radio, Thomas comes to me and he's like, Nel, we need to talk. I'm like, what's up? He's like, man, do you hear what those guys are saying on radio? I'm like, yeah, man, it's crazy, right? Then he's like, are they your friends? I'm like, no. You don't know them like that, no? So, they don't know you. I'm like, no. That means they must be saying the truth. Like, I don't know. Might also just be jazz. They're like, but they don't need to say that. They have lots of other songs to play.
Yeah.
But they play that song and they make that compliment. They could have said that about very many songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying. So it's like, so why are we saving money to hire another guy? Yet, according to radio guys, you're the
Got
right
that
guy. At that point, I was like, nah, bro, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just forging. It's like, yeah, but your forgery is working. Like, but man, but what? So, no, I think instead, you use the money we've saved so far to get whatever you need and finish the thing. From there, I was so stressed. I didn't want it.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was like, the other guy is going to get us there. Now, continue with my forgery. Like, because my thing was literally, you've recorded a vocal and you're like, okay, let's see. What happens if we add this? What happens if you turn that knob?
The experimentation,
Okay, first remove that one. Let's try something else. Meanwhile, before we remove that one, let's first save. Version 2. Now let's try another thing. You get it? Because in case I go away, yet I had found something I like, I'll remember it was version 5, which was nice. So like that was it, you know.
Yeah.
But we finished and it went, and like that guy, he did so many things for us. I remember we were making CDs, and we needed like $1,000 to make CDs from the company that we had hired to make CDs. We wanted to make many CDs, and he was like, "Okay, let me give you the money tomorrow. Let's meet at the bank and we shall wire it." You know, he was that kind of person. He resourced it. We made the CDs. We did a concert. It reached people. We didn't make back the money we had made. But then he was like, now, at around that time I was now in the part of my life where I'm going to travel and actually learn this stuff for real.
Yeah.
So he's like, guys, before Nel goes, we need to register a company. I'm like, okay. He does all the footwork. He's just coming to me and saying, first sign here. Okay. Then he goes. Then it's like, now we're finished. You can go. I'm like, okay. So while I'm abroad, he does so much like work to get us in a position where we could compete around some business competitions.
Yeah.
And then he would literally tell everyone who was there what to do. And then he would do most of the stuff himself.
Wow.
But because it needed to be like a youth initiative, he needed like their faces, their signatures, their work.
Yeah.
And because he had registered the company before I left, he had the company to represent.
Yeah.
And so like the result of that was $10,000 that we won. I'm saying we won like as if I contributed. No,
You're out.
I was those ends eating school life, studying, trying to make it make sense.
Yeah.
And the computer we've used to record all the songs we've done ever since we bought it using that money.
Wow.
A lot of the early investments. So when I think about it, like the stuff we're sharing, it's not it's stuff that was also given to me.
I get
And it has to have like a reason, you know? So I've been gifted in so many ways. Not that I had that kind of perspective at first.
Yeah.
At first I was like, okay, now we can do a thing. But over time, you know, you go through life.
I know.
And God is teaching you that at the end of the day, this is what I need to do to serve other people. That's where it comes from, I guess. Wow. Those examples.
That's an amazing story.
Thank you, Thomas, for not doubting.
Right? Oh, nice.
I'm not doubting Nel. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like you're an imposter in the things that you're trying to do? Like you're lying?
Mob. I think every artist.
Yeah. And how do you deal with it?
So there's this one time I was called to perform poetry at an event, and during the event they projected the program on the screen. Keynote speech from Minister of what, keynote speech from the other the executive what.
Hey.
Then they did a poem by Wake.
No. Oh.
I remember sitting there, I was like,
Yeah.
poem by who? Like, if these guys find out who I really am
Yeah.
and how fake I am on the inside, how do I deal with it? I don't know, man. I think it's every stage of the artistry, I think, comes with its own level of like, what am I doing here?
Right.
You know, of course, there are some that when you get past that stage, then you're past that particular impostering sort of, it settles in, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like if another opportunity comes, there's still a thing of, but am I really?
Yeah.
Am I really it? But there's also a thing that you shared. I don't know when you shared it. We were talking with Anna. Was it Anna? And then she said she doesn't know.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes you don't know.
And I told her that's a good place.
Yeah, it's a good place for you not to know, so that you know how fake you are, and then you sort of become humble.
Yeah.
And be like, by the way, I'm really fake. It's just God's grace that I'm able to put two and two together.
Yeah.
And be where I am. So then you're also a spectator on the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
Just an
wow,
observer.
God, that happened.
Oh,
wow, that
yeah.
happened.
That's
wow,
cool.
that happened. But I think if it gets to you, and you know, and you start thinking, oh, I'm the one that, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like I personally, I really battled with just taking this journey of music and art and all that, because I think, Nel, you have a similar background. My background was so scientific, like PCB, I did dental tech.
Wow.
Hey.
Like, and my parents are both doctors,
Come
so
on,
it was
gosh.
like written in the stars.
Pay
You
for
know?
pressure.
Out of our 22 children,
Our next doctor
our next doctor,
is a daughter.
yes,
Next daughter is a
Nasaga, you know.
daughter. Dr. Nasanga.
And then interesting twist of events happened, and then I started singing. The way that the twist of events happened, let me just give you a brief story. I really got so depressed, like something had happened in my life. I got extremely depressed. And then the only way that I could get out of those I don't know if you guys have been, like the heavy feelings, the only way that I could get out of them was through singing, which I wasn't a singer. I was a dancer from school, maybe, right? But that's the only way. So I would like maybe play something on the guitar on one string meanwhile, and then I'd feel so much better after playing that thing. Then I would shout for the whole house, and then my mom would think something's wrong. She was like, should I get you help? And then I'd be like, no, I'm okay now. I'm fine now. I'm feeling better. It was so weird for me as well.
That's crazy.
So that's how I start. So maybe then I wrote a really angry song, and I was like, I want to hear this angry song constantly without having to always play it. So I was like, let me go to a studio. So I paid $100K, got the song produced.
Come on.
And was so pissed. The song was so angry, and I was like, yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is exactly how I've been
What's the
feeling,
title
right?
of that song?
My life.
Is that where you rap?
I rap a bit, yeah. I started off rapping.
Come on.
So I rap a bit because I'm not caring. I don't care about the rules, you know. So I started rapping, and then someone takes a song to radio. Also, same story. It starts playing on Power. I'm like, did these guys know I was really pissed when I
song.
on Power FM?
These guys know it's an angry song.
It's an angry song. I'm so I was angry with God, but I don't even say I don't say anything like that. But somehow it was playing on a gospel station. So I'm like, so that's how I kind of start easing into the industry, and I didn't even know there was an industry called the music industry.
Yeah.
So now you can imagine when it finally hits me, like some things happen, like Mulala, let her know, those happen, and I'm still on the journey of, I'm just saying, I wrote this thing, I like it, let's see where this goes. Then someone is like, oh my gosh, it's really dope. Then
really
it gets
good,
nominated for like a Freema Awards in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Like you've been selected as a nominee, and all this time, I haven't yet.
Hasn't sunk
You
in.
haven't started.
Yeah, I haven't taken anything.
You're still on that DNA plan.
More.
Dr. Nasanga.
Dr. Nasanga, and you know my parents are still like, first bring those.
No, you haven't sunk.
Oh my gosh!
DNA.
DNA.
Dr. Nasanga.
You got it.
That is a
Oh
joke
my god, that's a nice one.
above all jokes.
I feel like he waited to release it, and I like how he slides there.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
like
like
Dr. Nasanga.
you get it.
Yeah.
DNA.
Small.
Anyway, so it took me a while, and when it finally did, which is not so far back, that was, I started having a serious crisis in 2020, maybe 2022 to 2023, which is last year. Can you imagine? In 2 parts of this year,
Yep.
Yeah.
where it hit me. Oh my gosh,
What am I doing with
what
my
am I
life?
doing with my life?
Yeah.
Like, this was never in my plan.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this.
Yep.
I've been like, you know, especially when people start hitting you with, what are you going to promote this song?
Yeah.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Show up, dress, show
Yeah.
up. It's a red carpet.
Red carpet.
Yeah.
I'm like, my go-to
My
is a
backpack.
school bag. Because I've never planned to be on stage.
You need
I'm
to
like,
know how
a
artists
last person,
operate. Like, I don't know how
you need to
artists
know how
operate.
artists operate.
Yeah.
Royalties.
Hey.
It finally hits me.
Yeah.
Because I'd go for these award shows. Like,
Yeah.
travel all the way, and I just have like a casual, you know, I show up and I'm chilling. And I don't win. Like, you know. How are you going to win?
Set up with a
I wouldn't
travel
win.
there, and I
Like, then
don't-
I'll see the winners. And I'll be like, oh.
That's what it looks
That's what
like.
winners look like.
That's why I didn't win.
I'm like, I'm never going to look like that. First of all, some of that needs DNA.
Oh dear. Somebody DNA. That's bad. That's really bad.
Going, it slapped me. It slapped me hard.
That's crazy.
And I think that the even from sharing your story and because I've been part of that story, I've been observing, it hits on the lowest times when say you got your life savings and put in this song, and then you're wondering where that money has gone because you don't know, it hasn't
feel
really
so
made money off
stupid,
a song. And then your parents starts that conversation of, but what are you doing with your life?
And they would ask me,
I
I love my parents, but my parents are both doctors, so I'd go for family meetings and they'd be like, we still don't understand.
I don't understand you.
we love you.
Yeah, like family members would pull me aside and tell me, like, with their honest, and you can tell someone
All the
is-
love.
all the
Yeah.
love. They're like, you stop chasing your dreams.
Yeah, you stop chasing your
Not
dream.
all of us chased our dreams, and you see we are okay.
Yeah, we left.
Why are you? What makes you think you're special?
Yeah.
You're so special. Like, I listen to Nel's
That's
song.
crazy.
Play the song. Please cue in the song and play.
It was bad. It was really bad. I think that's when it really, really hit me.
That's
and,
crazy.
And then I think one of the things that helped me get out of it, of course, I had to. Wake was there during most of the process. It had to be like a renewal of my mind. And I realized, no, I'm not it. I'm actually not it. Like, and especially for my story, it's like, personally, I know I'm really not it. Like, all you get. And then focusing on who is it. Like, it's been tough, but like, even when I now go and perform somewhere and I'm shaking and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I hope I don't go it.
Yeah. I remember I didn't call myself onto this journey. Like, I'm not it. Like, the one who is it is going to sustain. Is going to sustain me through it. And I try to, it's hard, but I try to focus my mind on that and go like, okay, you started this, you're going to
Finish it.
And so that's what kind of gets me through those moments.
That's crazy. That's good. Yeah.
So the imposter, like, it was bad, Nelly, if I can tell you, bad. Like, bad. Like, Yasin Yabambi.
You see Michael
Sorry.
Jackson bad? Was worse.
Yeah, it was worse.
Wow,
worse
man.
one. Yeah, so, like...
You just keep coming.
So much as it still happens from time to time, I don't entertain it.
Yeah.
I try not to, because when you've been through such a terrible situation, you remember, you don't even want to get into the, like, you see signs of I may go back. I'm like, I don't want to go back to that place. So let me try and focus my mind on what really matters.
Yeah.
Which is that I'm not. I think imposter syndrome comes from you not eat.
Yeah.
They're going to find out you're not eat. I'm like, let them find out. I'm not. I'm actually not it, and it's okay. I'm not it. I don't have to be it. Yeah. I know other people have different theories, but this is what has worked for me. I'm like, I'm not it.
Yeah. It also makes you like authentic. I think like when all is said and done, it's the access people have to your inadequacy that makes your work more valuable.
Wow.
I feel like you should say that just one more time.
So that we can tweet it or something.
People have to your inadequacy.
Put it on a shirt.
Yeah, that makes your work more valuable. Because if someone admires you and they see that, but you know, you're not coming from I'm better than you type of statuses, but like, man, you're like me.
Yeah.
The things I fight with, you're fighting with them. The difference between you and me may be that you are going in spite of. Yeah. And then now I get courageous and I'll also go in spite of.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then it has real value because now you think about like how many people will be able to say, man, Wake started this thing in me, Afrie started this thing in me, and I admire them, and because of that I'm doing it. In a way, their life, because of your inspiration on them, becomes an extension of your fruitfulness. Yeah. Like now you're harvesting beyond yourself, and it's because you stayed available. Like you didn't bring an imposter out and say this is how it works. I'm also just learning that, man, you know what the truth is, it is better if people know that I suck.
Yep.
So that when winning comes,
it's liberating.
They will not think that you have to have you have to be better than other people in order to win, but like anyone can do it. And you think about like the most inspiring stories are always of people who suck.
Not me,
right?
But like a guy who just comes with so much privilege. Like when they win, you're not even thinking about it.
I know.
You're like, that guy, anyway.
It makes sense.
True.
But when a person like just overcomes failure and wins, that person just becomes a hero for real.
Yeah. That's true.
And a source of inspiration. So I think it's beautiful.
Nice.
We embrace it and work with it.
I'm curious to I know we are the guests, but can I ask questions? Sure. I'm curious to hear Promise's imposter story.
Right?
Imposter promise.
Promise of an impostering.
Wow. Mine goes back in school.
Yeah.
Last year. It's not so long ago.
S6 is last year.
Wow.
Just in case you hadn't understood.
Wow.
S6 was...
Don't ask.
Okay, cool. Let's just continue.
And I was head girl. I was also the leader of Scripture Union. I was the teacher's, not like really favorite, but like
favorite.
Favorite.
Not favorite, but favorite.
Yeah, actual favorite.
Yeah, and like many times I found myself just being kind of like plastic or like doing something because I have to do it or because I have to show that I know how to do this. Yeah. And anytime it's really burdening. Like it's not a good place to be. Like
it's a weight you carry.
Yeah.
But that season ended, and it ended. Okay, by that time I had finished. Like I'd already handed over, and I got to actually realize like I can be myself.
You can breathe.
I can breathe. I remember I was walking on the school compound and I was just laughing with my friends, and some Form 1 girl came to me and she was like, "Oh my God, I've never seen you laugh like that." I was like,
"Oh my God."
Head girls laugh?
Head girls can laugh?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my.
I didn't know.
And I was just so glad that I was done with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know these schools where head girls are not even allowed to wear particular clothes?
Yeah.
Was that your school?
Yeah, like pressure. You have to be smart.
Yeah, for pressure.
Just You
Where they
guys,
be like,
you guys had
only-
the same headmistress.
Oh, you guys
yeah.
are?
No.
No,
Okay.
Viva, but she came together.
Ooh,
Kisa.
nice. Oh, that's so cool. I was a head girl when she was in Ghana.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
But now for me,
We should
I
start our
really
own
feel your
podcast.
pain. Yeah, you guys first start your own
Should
podcast.
have our own podcast.
For us, we're not allowed to like wear pants, right? So imagine me always in a skirt,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I used to make these long strides because I was like, I don't have enough time. Like I need to, you know. People look at me and they're like the skirt is not made for long strides. It's like
Made for graceful.
graceful, my sister, grace.
You're doing this.
She was seeing me when you guys, I was actually popular. It was a walk. They call it
That's
Nasanga's walk.
Wow.
Because I broke to the dining room reading.
Yeah.
Like I had no time.
And that's how Kisa
I
was.
remember when that's how she said, she started. We got it from the HM. Like she walk around, you see her walking around barefoot in the school. You're like,
Serious.
powerful stuff.
yeah. But I remember when I handed over and I finally wore pants. The whole school knew I was in pants. It's like you run around the compound.
Freedom.
Freedom.
It's crazy. Wow.
So I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Freedom.
that's crazy. Freedom. Eh? Should have some freedom.
Right now.
Anyway, we've talked for long. I don't know how long this episode is, but
Wow. I feel like we're just starting.
we're just starting.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Until we meet again, anything and everything
In between.
Yeah, so
in
cool.
between.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for having
guys,
us.
for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
Promise and Nel.
thank you for having us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.